Well, hello there, back for episode 7, The Thorn in My Thumb, named after a quote from Katura, who is describing Bruce early in this episode. We are now in the age of Dakuwakwa, which sounds like I don't know, Marvel Cinematic Universe villain. We can't use Kang anymore because of Jonathan Mayer's controversies. They're looking at Doctor Doom. Could they be looking at Dakuwakwa as well? Anyway, Backtrack to season 44. As we started episode 7 in season 44, Amanda and Liam, as well as Shikara, were the only players who were intact at the start of episode 7. So almost the same thing has happened here. It's Liam and Amanda again with their tribe mates intact, as well as myself. Okay, so interesting how that plays out. So, we knew that going into. Oh, first of all, let's get an update on. Jay Meyer got eliminated last episode, which means the amulets are now upgraded to level 2. Kelly and Austin can steal a vote at Trouble if they wish, thanks to that. I'm glad that took about 3 episodes to clear up. We knew at the end of last week that we were going into a double elimination. This week we assumed correctly, as has become the new normal in the mid-40s era of Survivor, that we were going to have a 2-team challenge here, and these for the reward and immunity challenge, these were the teams split into red and blue. Sifu, he's the Falcon. He's Captain America. He's a wrestler. He's a motivational speaker. Is there anything he can't do? Win Survivor, apparently. But the kicker for this challenge, and I thought this was kind of interesting, was how we had a classic with the Torturous Totem Pole Challenge, and the last person standing on the pole for each team would, they would win immunity for themselves individually if the last person is standing, but the last person total would win immunity and reward for their team. Reward in the form of a trip to the sanctuary and a decent feed. But the kicker being that the first of those two to dip out would mean they would go to tribal and not make it to the jury. Whoever got voted out would not make it to the jury. What a burn. So, as we know, Kelly and Dee were the last standing on the pole, and it was a red team when Dee really outlasted there. So, good on her. The blue team went back to the old Lulu camp with the absolute basics, and something very interesting happened there. Jake had a second wind to take control of the game and bulk against the Caleb tide. Of course, Caleb was well and truly on the chopping block after last episode, and the editors actually went to the elaborate, level of doing a reconstructed version of Jake's plan, even though it eventually came to naught through his hypothetical. They really were indulging him there. And also Caleb dropped to Katura that Bruce had an idol to make her realize that she's on the outs with him because it was kept a secret. Did that end up saving him? We know that didn't really happen. Also, one thing that I'm finding a little bit annoying is this season the editors have dropped the graphic when we see on screen who is talking, like, Austin, he's a motivational douchebag from Wisconsin or whatever. It doesn't show what advantages they possess, which makes it a bit harder to track. Anyway, that's the thing. I find that annoying. So we know the outcome of that challenge, and we ended up getting the blue team go to tribal first, and Sifu becomes the 12th out of the game. And then the red team went to tribal, and it was Caleb who becomes the first member of the jury. Now, immediate news headline here: Kirby becomes our first player to totally bow out from both of her players. Didn't even make it to tribal. Much love to you, Curbs. Thanks for playing. But this game is far from over. Okay, let's have a look at the money board because we've got a bit of business to take care of. Last week, Amanda correctly picked Jay Meyer to be the first voted out at Merge and won $20 for herself. We had bets on who's going to win the first individual immunity. There's $20 to be won here. We split it between Dee and Kelly. So $10 for Dee, $10 for Kelly. Who voted for who? Well, Andrew and Kirby thought that Caleb was going to last, and they got it wrong. But then Liam made a very interesting bet. He was the only one that went for Emily. Wasn't correct. What about the powerhouse that is Austin? Pretty safe bet, I thought. I know, because I voted for him. And I was wrong, along with Shikara and Denise. That still leaves nobody voting for Dee or Kelly. So Rob and Shane, they both went for Kelly, which means they could potentially win $10 here, or $5 each, if Amanda didn't also go for Kelly, which she didn't. So Rob and Shane, you've picked up $5 a pop. The $10 that would have gone to the winner of Dee, that has gone back into the prize pot, and our second place jackpot stays at $55. Hey, we've got a couple more days to episode 8. Let's see what happens next.